Right, we've probably still got quite a few more people coming in over the next couple of minutes, but I'm going to get started. My name's Mitesh, and I'm from Success at School, and tonight we've got EY here with us to talk about their apprenticeship programs and some of their work experience programs. EY are one of the biggest, part of the Big Four, and one of the biggest apprenticeship providers in the country. We've got a really good, strong apprentice panel, and we've got two people from their early careers team. I'm going to hand over to Shaheen shortly, but just a little bit of housekeeping. There's a lot of you on this webinar tonight, so please ask any questions in the chat, and we'll try and get to them at the end. The webinar is recorded, so if you miss anything, we'll be putting out a YouTube video tomorrow, so you can watch it all back. Other than that, please enjoy what you have to offer. Shaheen, over to you.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much. So my name is Shaheen Khalifa, and today we're going to talk about EY apprenticeship programs and help you navigate EY apprenticeships and provide you with a comprehensive guide of applications. Feel free to ask questions in the chat box as well, and we will have plenty of time for questions as well with our apprentice panel. So we will check the chat box regularly. So as for me, my name's Shaheen Khalifa, and I'm actually based in London, but originally from the Midlands area, and I'm part of the EY Apprenticeships Campaigns team. With me today is Rebecca Sinclair, who also works at EY in the London office, and then also Nathan as well, also works in the London office, but he's not here today. So that's our close, tight-knit team that look after everything that's apprenticeship related at EY. So we do have a jam-packed agenda today, and we'll fit in as much as we can this evening. Again, really appreciate you taking the time out in your evening to spend time with us. So we'll start off with talking a little bit about EY, just give you a bit of background knowledge, and then exploring our high-profile teams as well, so that you understand how EY operates, and then take a glimpse into EY life, which is really important to us in terms of our culture. We'll then have a Q&A session, so get those questions ready for our business apprentices, and you can ask them anything you like about our apprenticeships, from application through to how their role is and what do they do on a day-to-day basis. And then we also are going to have a deep dive into our different apprenticeship and work experience programs and how you can get involved in terms of the application process and what it actually looks like. We'll finish off by going through our live roles, and then also let you know how you can keep in touch with us and connect with us so that you can come to more of our events if you enjoy this one as well. So let's get to know us first and foremost. So we are a company, we are a professional services company, one of the biggest in the world. And we help organizations with clients and go through using businesses in sustainability and technology. We're quite big, so we have 400,000 people and 700 offices and 150 countries in the UK. So that gives you a little bit of an idea about EY. Although we are living in a time of great uncertainty, what hasn't changed is that our need to be uniquely human ability and also offer insight and empathy while using technology to make an impact. So here is where you come in. Our people work with more than 200,000 clients across the globe, including some of the world's most iconic brands and exciting entrepreneurs. It's our ambition to deliver long-term value for clients, people, and society. So creating this value doesn't just help with today's challenges, it moves clients forwards into the next wave of innovation and technology and social change. It does the same for our people. We empower them to be intentional in their careers and seek out experiences that will shape them into transformative leaders. Okay, so another thing about EY, just bear with me a second, is that we have 2,400 new joiners last year, 200 of which were apprentices across 17 different offices. So there's definitely lots of opportunity for you. Although we are competitive, there's also quite a lot of opportunities as well. Our UK and Ireland regional partner, Anna Anthony, is also provided a quote for us, which is, having joined EY over 20 years ago, I am passionate about the opportunities and diverse careers that she can build as well. So our apprenticeship, graduate and intern programs are designed to provide students, school leavers and career changers with the skills, experience and qualifications to help achieve their full potential and shape their future with confidence. So let's explore some of our high performing teams. So we've got here assurance, tax, strategy and transactions and consulting as well. So let's dive into some of those areas as well. So in terms of assurance helps businesses and clients make sure that their finances are in order and healthy for employers and investors. They also look at risks, businesses, and also advise them as well. On a day-to-day basis, you'll be reviewing financial statements, client meetings, and then testing and rolling forward data as well. The key skills needed are organization, perseverance, and also problem solving as well. The sectors that we have are audit, insurance, banking, data analytics, government, and public sector energy. And assurance is also one of our biggest service areas as well. And then we've got tax. So the tax team work on the basic on banks, with banks and insurance companies. They help clients understand tax rules better, and then also use technology to improve processes and support companies merging and buying each other. So the kind of sectors that they have is audit, tax technology and transformation, private tax, international tax and transaction services, business tax services, global and compliance reporting. On a day-to-day basis, you'll be meeting clients, reviewing financial statements, and then also preparing and writing reports. Key skills needed: project management, communication, and also attention to detail. Now we've got strategy and transactions. So we help our clients in strategy and transactions to grow, transform, and be successful through advertising them across all aspects of businesses. Whether you are buying other businesses, selling parts of theirs, or merging with other, or transforming themselves to be more competitive. So sectors include turnaround and restructuring. And what you'll be doing on a day-to-day basis is PowerPoint presentations and writing, Excel financial analysis, communicating with clients. Key skills needed: proactiveness, problem solving, and then also attention to detail as well. So you'll find that there's quite a lot of overlap between what you'll be doing on a day-to-day basis across the different sectors, and then also the key skills needed as well. And that's one of the main things about EY, is that we really promote people from moving across the different sectors within the business as well, and learning at different sectors within the business. So the next one, or the last one, is consulting. Consultings do a lot of varied work with our clients, from creating banking apps to advising on their HR structures. Our consultants transform organizations, helping them change for the future. Sectors include technology consulting, business remediation, risk, anti-money laundering, technology, data analytics, and intelligent automation. So again, you'll be doing presentations, idea sharing with team, being able to provide methods of improvement. And then the skills needed is proactiveness, problem solving, and then also attention to detail. So a little bit about our culture. We've talked about EY and our different service areas. We also want to talk about in terms of our culture. So at EY, we're working to build a culture where you're embraced for who you are. We want you to be empowered and use your voice to help others find theirs. We solve the toughest challenges across by valuing our differences and teaming inclusively to build safety and trust. So we have our different areas that we have our groups, our diversity groups, which is cultural diversity, gender, LGBT+, and then also disabilities as well. Our pledge is to double the proportion of female and BAME, which is Black, Asian, Minority Ethnic talent in the UK, to 40% female and 20% BME by July 2025. Plus, we commit to 15% of our BAME target to be Black partners. Our women and women in tech networks are driving our female initiative. In terms of diversity, we believe that multiple viewpoints and experiences breed a better working environment. That's why we foster a welcoming culture where everyone feels welcome and can be themselves. On the disability side, we make great progress in accessibility, which we feel is embedded into everything that we do in EY, including application process, and our EY Ability Network ensures that you get the support that you need for your individual requirements. We welcome candidates from all backgrounds, not just financials, as we believe diversity of thought brings unique and valued skills. So there are 6 key networks, which are Ability Network, Life Network, Women's Network, Embrace Network, Race and Ethnicity, Unity, and then also the last one, which is disabilities as well. Further on from EY networks and communities, so your point of view really matters to us, and we want people to feel included. That's why we have quite a lot of networks. So we've got 6 key networks, and then also across 33 communities. So they go into 33 communities. I've also listed here the kind of sports that you can also get interested in as well. So we have badminton club, rugby club, and then also lots of different sports available. Not all our offices have the same sports, but we do try and make sure that we have a community where you can network outside of your day-to-day job as well. Okay, so I do hope we've got quite a lot of questions in the chat box as well. I'm going to hand over to Rebecca and our business apprentices that are here to answer any questions that you have.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Shaheen. It's a brilliant insight into EY. There's lots of questions that are coming in the chat already, so please do keep them coming in, and we'll cover as many as we can in the next sort of 15-20 minutes. I'll get our wonderful apprentices to introduce themselves first. If we just go kind of from the left on the screen, so Sam, if you go first, introduce yourself, kind of what role and when you joined EY, and then if we go down the list, and then we'll get into the questions.
Yeah, of course. Sounds good. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's enjoying it so far this evening. I'm Sam. I'm in the Edinburgh office. I'm a senior within the kind of banking capital market sector in external audit, and I joined EY in September 2021. So looking forward to answering your questions tonight.
I joined this September. I work in assurance in UK&I audit, so that's like all the companies like Audi and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm also looking forward to answering your questions, and I hope it's helpful.
I also started in September with Erin. I'm in the same line of work as well in assurance UK&I, and yeah, looking forward to answer your questions.
Hi, I'm Ben. I work in the Glasgow office in assurance. I joined in September 2023, and I'm really looking forward to answering your questions as well this evening.
Perfect. Thank you all so much. I'll go from the top and kind of pick out a few of the key questions. So someone's asked, would you recommend only applying for apprenticeships near where you live, or would you consider relocating? Have any of you kind of made that decision, and what factors did you think about whether you were thinking of going for something local, or whether you wanted to kind of move away and get that different experience?
Yeah, happy to jump in with that one. So I opted to stay nearby. I kind of live just outside Edinburgh, but I decided to move out at the time. So I moved out into a student flat, lived with friends and that kind of thing in town. So I had a mix of that kind of uni experience with living with friends, but also working with EY full time. So I'd say that was quite a valuable way to do it, and I quite enjoyed that. But equally, because I was only 17, 18 at the time, when I first started, I was only half an hour or so away from home. So if I wanted to go home, then I could. So that could be something to consider.
Perfect, thank you. Ben or Erin or Nerys, do you have anything to add to that? Did you make a different decision, or do you know someone that made a different decision?
Yeah, I'm currently still living at home but commuting into Manchester. It takes me like an hour and a half, but because at EY there's sort of flexible working hours, I don't have to be in the office every day in the week. So it's sort of achievable that I can do that commute 1 or 2 days a week.
Perfect, thank you. I'll move on to the next question. So someone's asked, what does EY apprenticeships offer which differentiates itself from other large firms? So perhaps for this one, if you could share kind of what led you to decide to apply for EY and ultimately join us. And I think Sam, you joined a while ago, so I'll go for someone who joined us more recently. So perhaps either I think Erin, you joined last September, or Nerissa, if you could share kind of what led you to choose EY over any other kind of opportunities or career paths.
I'm happy to go first if you want. So yeah, basically for me, it was really just what we were saying about the community in EY, and just how supportive the community is really. I went to an office event in Liverpool back in 2022, and just seeing how lovely everyone was in the Q&A and being able to talk with others, I just knew it was like the right option for me, because at the end of the day, like, apprenticeships are hard, and it's finding that balance, and I think having the right people around you makes it a lot easier and a lot more manageable.
Awesome, thank you. Anyone else have anything to add? It's quite a difficult decision, isn't it, to choose what you want to do next. So is there any other tips? And Sam, you're welcome to share. I think you finished your apprenticeship now, haven't you? In terms of how you led the decision to kind of join EY, or what stood out from other opportunities that you might have had.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, still got about a year and a half to go of mine. It was a 5-year scheme that kind of I wanted to still got a little bit more to go. But yeah, no, I'd say the difference between EY and other firms, I openly had an offer with PwC and an offer with KPMG, but chose EY over the others. The people side of EY is the biggest benefit that I've seen. Is such a good culture, such a young office, so much going on nearby. It's a great part of town in Edinburgh for me up north. So lots of other things to do nearby. The client base that we have up here I knew was really good. I had a few friends a few years older in school and stuff that ended up working at EY at one point, so knew that was the best decision for me.
Perfect, thanks Sam. There's been a few questions around kind of what kind of background do students need to have, and obviously I can say, you know, from a recruitment perspective that you don't need to have any certain A levels. You can come from any subject, and you can do equivalents to A levels like T levels or BTECs. But perhaps from our panelists, is there anything in terms of A levels? I know people have joined us who've done, you know, maths or even languages or things like drama. Is there any kind of insight in terms of your subjects that you did, and maybe something that's a bit different from what might be expected?
I found that.
did.
Oh, sorry. On you go.
Sorry, Ben. Do you want to go?
Yeah, it's fine. I'll go. I was gonna say that I did a lot of science subjects in school, and I found that the analysis and problem solving skills that I gained from those I use all the time when I'm working at EY. So I'd say that's something that's a wee bit different. They'll work really well for me, and it's to be in good stead.
Thanks, Ben. And
Oh.
Erin?
I did English language and I did business BTEC, and I found them both actually really helpful. English language on the side of, you know, how to communicate with others in a more formal manner, and really understanding formatting of different documents. And then I found business BTEC obviously really helpful as well, with just all different terms and equations and financial statements, which obviously you go into in the course, so that was great.
Awesome, thanks Erin. Perfect. There's lots of questions around you know, what different roles and programs are available, so I'll focus more on the apprentice experience side, because Shaheen's going to cover kind of what opportunities there are if you are interested to apply at the end. So I saw a very interesting question here, which I think comes up a lot, that says, do you feel like you miss out on the university experience, and do you get to interact with other apprentices your age? So I suppose if it would be great to hear, you know, the kind of social aspects of the apprenticeship, and yeah, what experiences you get involved in that make that experience for you stand out.
Yeah, I mean, sure. From day one, I've kind of got myself involved in the social committee with the Edinburgh office. So we've always got lots of drinks events and summer party, Christmas party. We do a sports day every year, all that kind of thing. That's always good fun. There's lots of clubs that we have up here as well. I think there's a netball club. There's a Thursday 5 o'clock run club, everyone like a 5k Thursday, that kind of thing. So there's lots of way to meet other people. The great thing about EY as a company overall is that it genuinely is a very young office, because the vast majority of people are either graduates or apprentices in their fairly kind of early years. So everybody treats everyone the same. Even if you do come in at 17, 18, you don't really feel out of place, which is quite nice. I've had a little bit of work experience with other companies in the past, which is very the traditional 9 to 5 men in suits kind of job, and that did feel a little bit scary. So it was nice that EY was very welcoming that way. But socially, there's lots of opportunities, lots of things to do, and as much as it's hard work, it's a lot of fun and a lot of reward too. So it should be good.
Thanks, Sam. Does anyone else have anything else to add to that? I know it's a question that comes up a lot in terms of the what it's like to be an apprentice or making that decision between an apprenticeship.
Well, in my experience, you do also have like vacation days every year that you can take. So I've been to like visit my friend in Newcastle, so you sort of can live the university experience like vicariously through your friends who have gone, because you can go and stay with them. But also, like the first day at EY for us, for me and Aaron, was going down to London with all the fellow apprentices and like going to this big event. So you sort of do form like close friendships with everyone who you start with, and then that sort of continues into the year. Like we'll always be messaging like when you're in the office and stuff like that. So I feel like it is quite similar in terms of like friendships to university. So I don't think you're missing out on that side of it.
Perfect. Brilliant. So we've got a question on how do you prepare for the application process. I guess for those that have joined us last September, perhaps you could share like what you did to prepare for it and any tips that you'd give for those that are keen to join from today.
I think really it was just researching a bit about EY and what EY is as a business, what they do, maybe some key clients of EY and anything that's been in the news, because that's really helpful for interviewers. And I think there are some mock exams. So you do like a maths exam and a like literacy reasoning exam. And I think there are mocks you can do of those. So I just did a couple of those before I took my real one for EY, and I found that really helpful. So I knew what types of questions, etc. And I also Googled like normal like interview questions that you could expect as well from an EY interview. I prepared some answers for those. I was ready for the process.
Yeah, it was quite similar for me as well, like just Googling the questions that'll come up. I was lucky I had like a family friend who was in a similar like business area to the one that we're in now. And she helped me go through those questions and sort of like rated my answers, helped me with them. So I think that really helped. And again, with the assessments, just doing practice questions and sort of looking what will come up.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. There's a question here around sort of faith and for people of different faiths, is there a space for them to connect? I would say from that, it's great to link back to what Shaheen was sharing earlier about the networks and communities. Oh, perfect. There we are. So we've got lots of different networks and communities, and they're kind of employee led and supported from our DE&I team. So they can create kind of great spaces for people to connect. And there's lots of events that are either for the community, for people kind of like-minded or a similar position to connect on, but also kind of education and for the wider office to learn. So our EY Muslim community do lots of different kind of learning sessions, and they do an annual insight into kind of Ramadan, and they encourage people across the office to learn more and support their colleagues. So there's lots of different ways in that. I'm personally in the EY Women's Network, and we have lots of different kind of networking events and upskilling sessions and mentoring circles and all kinds of different things that people can join to connect with others. The panelists on today, I don't want to call on any of you if you're, in case you're not, but are any of you kind of part of any of the networks or communities that you might feel like sharing your experience with?
I'm a part of the LGBT plus network, and honestly, it's really nice. So people put like little posts on sometimes about like, let's just get together and talk. I know they do pizza lunches, etc. for officers. And it's just really nice, to be fair, because if you had any issues or concerns, then you could talk to people about it, or you can find people that are like-minded, etc. It's just really nice support environment.
Yeah, I went to one of the Women's Network like breakfast things, so they had like pastries and stuff and coffee, which was quite nice. And they had external people in to talk about like their experience in the workplace as women, and sort of quite a lot of people showed up, and then there was just a big discussion about like, you know, different experiences relating to them, and just creating like an open space so that people can talk about that. So I thought that was quite good.
Perfect. Thank you both for sharing that. There's a few questions about work experience and kind of how to join. Shaheen's going to touch upon the different routes to join us towards the end, but we do have work experience program called Career Starters for Year 12, and we also run kind of office insight visits. So definitely look out for yeah, kind of ways to join us and get involved. And I think Erin, you mentioned an event that you attended in the office that gave you a good insight. So we do have events coming up in the office, so I think we'll post a link in the chat for anyone that's interested to come and join us. We're in the last few minutes of the panel, so if you have any burning questions, then please do share them. There's been a few questions around kind of the exams and how you balance work and study. So there's a question kind of, how do you balance the work and studying at the same time? How does EY support you to ensure success? Sam, I'll call on you first, because I think I saw on LinkedIn you finished your exams. So maybe you can share some like thoughts on how you found it and how you found that well-being balance throughout your exams.
Yeah, sure. I've still got a few more to go, but most of them are out the way now, so that's good. Thankfully, cannot wait to see the back of them. Yeah, I'd say it's a lot about just communicating with your team. So it depends on the kind of exam. Some of it will be kind of block release, where you'll be kind of fully away from kind of client work for 6 weeks, 2 months at a time kind of thing. You'll go off, you'll study, you'll do the exam and come back that way. Or sometimes, depending on what it is, you might be at college 1-2 days a week, you'll study a little bit and then you'll work alongside. So in those ways, just a case of communicating with your team and letting them know, being transparent and saying, okay, I've got exams just now, I can't really work late just now. And like they're always okay with that. Of course, exams are always the priority. So you have kind of capped hours of 9 to 5, and then in the evening you can study yourself thereafter, and also get given block release and some study leave on top. The classes are always really good. The lecturers I've had so far are brilliant, really helpful. There's always people you can ask questions with, and even the people that you've been working with that are a couple of years older than you, they've all gone through the same exams, they know the same kind of background of it, so you can ask them for help and support in that too. So it's a really good kind of learning and teaching environment.
Perfect, thank you. And to the rest of the panel, have you started your exams yet, or how have you found kind of getting stuck in with the exam side of it?
Yeah, as Sam said, I would just say that EY are really, really accommodating when it comes to your exams. They're always the priority. So if you're working and studying at the same time, then everybody's really, really keen for you to focus on your exams, and there's no expectation to do extra work.
Perfect, thank you, Ben. Brilliant. There's so many questions coming in, so I'm trying to skim read and pick out the best ones to ask our wonderful panelists. There's a few questions around kind of upskilling and learning and development kind of outside of the core part of the role. So from a apprenticeship perspective, you study your apprenticeship, so whether that's, you know, a level 4 or the level 6 or the level 7, so you get your apprentice qualification, and then you also get the professional qualification that your apprenticeship is linked to. So that's some of the exams that we've been talking about today. And then alongside that, you get a whole host of learning opportunities. Like we have partnerships with Udemy and various other platforms, and you can do like EY badges as well. So there's so many different ways that you can learn and upskill. Let's think about the final question to ask. There's been a few questions around, you know, what's the biggest challenge or since you joined EY, and it's specifically been asked to Erin and Neris. So I guess since you joined in September, kind of what's the biggest things that you found, or anything that is kind of unexpected or surprised you since you joined?
You want me to start? I'll start. I think really for me it was the work-life balance. So obviously you're coming from sixth form, which is just school all the time, you know, finish at 3 o'clock, to then commit into a full-time corporate 9 to 5 job. And that was like the main like big change for me, getting that right. So it wasn't like I was coming home tired all the time, or I was spending too much time on the weekends and I was tired for Monday. It was really just finding that. And to be fair, EY so supportive with all of that. I mean, easy win. So it was quite nice in that sense. And yeah, I'd say that was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, to be fair, I feel like I haven't really had any challenging experiences yet. I mean, I agree with Erin, the work-life balance thing, that was definitely sort of something to adjust to, but you know, you sort of just accommodate for it. And other than that, the actual work itself hasn't been too bad. We've only had one exam so far, and I thought that was okay as well. So I think everything's going well.
Perfect, thank you. I guess to finish off the panel, it would be great if each of you could just share, I guess, like either a key tip for them to kind of think about their next steps. I think some may be heading to uni, some may be heading straight into an apprenticeship. So maybe a tip for what to do next, like look on LinkedIn or practice for the application process.
Yeah, sure. I'd probably say have a look and see what's out there, see what you're interested in, see what kind of service line, if it is an apprenticeship with an EY or whatever that you're interested in, figure out who they are, what they do, what the day-to-day job is like, what kind of stuff you actually like about it. Because I know myself, the job is slightly different to what I expected it to be, and I'm very happy about that because it's much more interesting than I thought it was going to be. So definitely kind of try and get some real world experience out there. If you're applying for a uni course, whatever it is related to, figure out what you want to do at the end of it. Because I've also had many friends that have applied to uni, done a course, and they're like, oh, what do I do with this now? And they've wasted so much time and money. So make sure that you know it's something that you're interested in. And yeah, just make sure you're looking at it all in detail, and I'm sure you'll do great. Good luck.
Well, Erin.
I guess just doing your research, because nowadays there's so many people that choose a career path or choose university and end up regretting it because, like Sam said, you know, courses don't lead to what they used to, and apprentices are, you know, the bigger choice nowadays. So it's really just finding something you love and really knowing as much as you can about that and networking with the people within those sectors, just so you can really get a feel for what your future's going to be like before you make any like rash decisions.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I'd say definitely do your research. And then for the actual application, when it comes to the interview, you really want to understand why you want to do that once you've come to your decision. Because I think that really comes across in an interview, and it will help you be successful if you can tell the interviewer exactly why you've chosen the exact apprenticeship that you've applied for and why EY. All that stuff I think is really important. Yeah, just understanding yourself really.
Yeah, I'd agree with everything that was just said, but just to sort of round off, I'd say the better understanding you have of the actual role that you're applying for, the better you're going to come off in your your interviews, because you'll know more about what you're talking about, and you'll have a good understanding of what you're going to be getting yourself into.
Perfect. Thanks so much, everyone, for sharing that and being so open about your experiences. And thanks so much, everyone, for your questions. It's amazing to see all the different questions that have been asked. So thank you all so much. And I'll hand you back over to Shaheen.
Hello there. So it's me back again, Shaheen Khalifa. Thank you so much to our apprentice panel. You did amazing. And thank you again for all your questions as well. We'll try our best to also answer the questions in our chat box whilst we're going through the next part of the session. Lots of clapping hands as well. Thank you so much for your appreciation. I'm really glad you enjoyed that. So let's go down to some nitty gritty in terms of our work experience in apprenticeship programs, because there were so many questions on this. So hopefully we can answer some of those as well. So we have career starters, which is a work experience, which I'll dive into a bit more in my next couple of slides. We've also got business apprenticeships and degree apprenticeships as well. So my next couple of slides will give you a bit of an idea of what's the difference between degree and business apprenticeships. So there's plenty of ways that you can join EY via the apprenticeship route. But before we do that, just a bit of general awareness, because I know sometimes it can be really confusing when you're looking for apprenticeships, and all employers advertise apprentices in a very different way. So when looking at apprenticeships, it's important to understand what level you are starting at and what level you are likely to finish, as not all companies advertise levels in the same way. So if you have completed an A level or a BTEC level 3, this is equivalent to level 3 apprenticeship, which is an advanced apprenticeship. So most companies advertise the level you will end up with. So you'll see here level 6 and 7 and 4 are the apprenticeships that we deliver. So it's likely that you'll end up with a degree or master's if you apply for a level 6 or 7 apprenticeship. It doesn't mean that you start at level 6 or 7, it means what you achieve at the end. So it's just something to be aware of when you're looking at apprenticeships with different companies and how they tend to advertise companies. I've had a few people not applying to roles because it says level 7 apprenticeship, and they believe that because they haven't got a degree, they can't apply for the role. No, you'll be achieving a qualification of that level. So I hope that clarifies that a little bit in terms of how companies advertise apprenticeship levels. And here I've highlighted the ones that we do deliver, which is level 4, level 6, and level 7. So this this slide here will give you a bit more of an idea of our business apprenticeships that are attached to our core service areas, and then also our EY degree apprenticeships. So let's tackle business apprenticeships first. We've got tax apprenticeships in tax, assurance, strategy and transactions. You'll earn a level 7 apprenticeship in accountancy and taxation, which lasts for 4 years, and that's with the ICAEW or ICAS if you're based in Scotland. We've also got mobility, reward and immigration apprenticeship. This is a level 4 apprenticeship, so that's what you'll be gaining, and that's for 4 years with the Association of Taxation and Technicians. We've also got, for people that are more interested in the law area, entity governance and compliance apprenticeship, which is a level 4 apprenticeship. It's for 2 years, and you come out with a chartered governance institute qualification. Next, we've got degree apprenticeships. So these all go to level 6s, which is the equivalent of a degree. So we have business leadership and management practice, which is a level 6 apprenticeship, and you come out with a BA honours. That lasts for 3 years, and you come out with, and you're working with the business leadership and management practice at Northumbria University and CMI. And then also we have, and I think somebody asked me, do you have any IT related apprenticeships? We do. We have digital technology. That's a level 6 apprenticeship, and you come out with a BSc qualification. That's for 4 years, and you come out with a digital technology and chartered management qualification with BPP University. So all very interesting there, and I'll just leave that for a quick second just for you to have a look through. So let's tackle career starters. So we talked a little bit about how you can gain more work experience and more insight into EY. We'd love to have you join us as career starters if you're year 12. It's a hybrid 2-day work experience program. The first day is fully virtual, and then the second day is at one of our office hubs. So we have EY Female Tech Futures program and then EY Financial Future program, part of the career starters work experience, and it's tailored for year 12 in England, Wales, or also in Scotland. And students explore alternatives to university with, for anybody that wants to explore alternatives to university. This initiative offers an in-depth look into EY and helps participants determine if EY apprenticeships is the right fit for them. So Career Starters, again, is held over 2 days, and participants will engage in case studies, business skills sessions, and then also network with our current apprentices as well, and then also have an idea of speaking with some of our senior role models. The program features 1 day virtual and then 1 day in person as well. Applications are open now in Bristol, Edinburgh, London, Manchester, and Birmingham, with EY covering reasonable travel for this particular event for the office day as well. We have our first one starting in April, and then we also have an October cohort this year as well, because we have quite popular demand for EY career starters. Our career starters also get fast tracked onto one of our apprenticeship programs as well, so it's definitely worth coming to our career starters event. So also, if you're interested in understanding how to get in, you simply need to apply if you're a year 12 studying 3 A levels or 5 higher or equivalent, including BTECs as well. And then we have our apprenticeships. So apprenticeships, I've just shown you, we have a range of apprenticeships across consulting, strategy, transactions, and then tax and technology as well. So what to expect? Most of our EY apprenticeships are 4 years. Finishing with a qualification that is equivalent to a master's or a degree. Salaries vary depending on role and location, and you are supported throughout your apprenticeship with help from a buddy or a counsellor. And I think that's really important thing to understand as well, is that you're not just there to make cups of tea. We really want you to be able to learn as much about EY, but then also have the support that you need with a buddy, a counsellor, as well as your manager, to be able to navigate through the apprenticeship and then complete all your courses and your exams as well. We do offer study leave, and most apprenticeships are 20% study and 80% work experience, but it's not always the case that you will be working once a week for studies. Things can be quite hybrid as well, and they can change from week to week. So for example, if you were on study leave close to an exam, you might have more time to study than you would the work experience element. So how do you get in? In England and Northern Ireland, you would need a minimum of grade 4 with C GCSE, and then in English and maths, and then also have completed 3 A levels in any subject to start before you start the program. In Scotland, you would need a minimum of grade C or National 5 or equivalent in English and maths, and be working towards completing a 5 hires or equivalent in the program before the program starts. So a little bit about our application process, and I appreciate it's already 7:15, but I just wanted to quickly run through this if you don't mind. So we have a 2-step application process. The first is application form and then completing your EY1. This can be quite daunting for people in terms of application form. We just need your details, but really do think about what business area you'd like to join and what location that you would like to join as well. I think that's really important in terms of your application. And then an EY1 is an immersive online assessment. We hold workshops and webinars to go through how to help you with EY1 assessment as well, and we do that every couple of weeks throughout the year. And again, we can have some practice questions in our webinars as well to help you through that. We also have a Preparation Plus platform where you can practice questions, and we'll share the links with you. And then we have our apprenticeships program. So this is a 4-step application process where you have your application form, you complete your EY1, you then get invited to a virtual EY experience day where you will do plenty of, where you will do 3 activities, a group assessment, no, 2 activities, a group assessment, and then a individual written piece. And then after that, you'll be invited to a final interview as well. And that's after the EY experience day, which is basically like an assessment day. And then if you're interested, here are our current roles. So we've got business apprenticeships, career starters, and then degree apprenticeships as well. I'll leave that on just for a few more seconds, and then I've got a breakdown of our service lines, our different locations where we offer these, and then also our start date as well. So we already asked questions, but here are some links. I think, Rebecca, I sent you a couple of links that you can share in the chat box as well. You can follow us on social media, and we've provided some links there. Also, if you've got phones, please take your phone out and join our talent community. If you'd like to learn more about EY, we do also have lots of events. We've got our Spring Insights events coming up in February and March, where you can join quite a lot of our sessions, depending on what location that you're based in. We also have webinars. That EY Insights evenings are really good because they're at our offices, and you can meet local people and find out what kind of experience that they have at EY. We've also got Adventure Awaits, which is an exciting platform. It's an interactive platform where you can learn a lot more about our apprentices and their experience in our wonderful apprentice oasis as part of Adventure Awaits. So definitely worth having a look at it and just kind of having a look and seeing if there's more that you can find out about EY. So plenty of ways that you can join us and stay connected. I think that's it from me.
Shaheen, thank you very much. We've already done our questions, so we don't have to do question session at the end. Just want to say a big thank you to everyone on the EY team for answering all those questions. I've been trying to record the questions as we go down, and there's over 80 questions that have come through on the chat today. Hope you've all found it useful. Thank you to you for attending. You've got the EY links there, but if you want to look on successatschool.org, their opportunities are still there, and we've got some accountancy mentors on there if you've got any other questions post this event to ask. This webinar is recorded, so if you've missed anything, it will be available tomorrow. We'll send you all an email with an update and a feedback form. But once again, thank you very much, and thank you for being here this evening, guys.